Hey everybody, and welcome to Viper Magic's channel here on YouTube. It is E3, and just like a few years ago, Jim is over in E3 land in LA, and I, your hero, Brent Casina, am here to give you videos during this E3 week. Now, first I want to say E3 hasn't even started yet, and you're getting one a little delayed. What's up, Brent? Well, here's the thing, guys. I got kids, I got my life, I got stuff I need to do, but I will get you videos. They just may not be as immediate and reactionary and timely as they would be normally if I didn't have as much going on as I do this weekend. It's just timing is everything, and timing sucks this weekend. But you will be getting some videos. And you might be hearing from Jim too if he's got more time. You never know. We'll see. But at least through next week, I'm here to keep you informed and give you some hot takes. So, it is 5 o'clock over here on the eastern side, and I just finished watching the Jedi Fallen Order. I was enjoying a nice afternoon at the old parents' house with my kids, swimming in the pool. We had a good time. They're sleeping. I said, oh yeah, I got to watch this thing. So I turned it on, and I don't know, guys. I don't know. It looks like crap. Honestly, it looks terrible. It was like I was watching the YouTube archive of it on EA's channel, and watching Greg Miller from Kind of Funny. Shout out to him. And the stream was kind of twitchy, or like there was a lot of like hitching and hiccuping and stuff. And usually it seems like they would try and iron that out for these EA or E3 presentations. And then also, being a Star Wars fan, although here in the man cave it's mostly comic books, I do love me some Star Wars. I have played most of the Jedi Star Wars games. I started with Star Wars games with Rebel Assault back in like the Windows 3.1 days. I played TIE Fighter and X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter and, stuff like that. And I played Jedi Knight, Dark Forces, Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Academy, and I remember buying a laptop once I got out of college with my first paycheck from my job, and I bought a laptop that had a pretty good card, and I played the Wolverine Origins game. This is back in like 2009, so 10 years ago. And the other game I bought was Star Wars The Force Unleashed, which you can buy now and play on your Xbox due to backwards compatibility. I bought those games again a second time for my Xbox, and I played Force Unleashed 1 like last summer. So it's still fresh in my mind. So I'm watching this game and I'm going, guys, there's nothing new to this game. It is all Force Unleashed stuff. Okay, yeah, maybe you can jump a little bit higher. There was no double jump in Force Unleashed. There's a little bit more traversal. There's wall running and stuff like that. But in terms of force powers or combat or whatever, this looks very, very similar or very, very simple. Whatever they chose to show today, they chose the wrong section in order to get Star Wars players excited if they've played Force Unleashed, because like right now, that game did not look so good. I would rather just go back and play Force Unleashed on my Xbox right now, 1 and 2. They're there. They're done. I can play them right now. I think the other thing that maybe it suffers from, in my opinion, is that this is an era in Star Wars that has been so well trodden, and we need new Star Wars that will redefine a new era. We need new enemies. We need new, heroes. We need new archetypes, all that sort of stuff. None of that is here in this game because we have to do, for whatever reason, because it makes the most money, the era of Star Wars everybody knows, where we've got to do the, classic trilogy era, episode 4, 5, and 6. So this is post-Order 66, which if you're like thinking about it really, post-Order 66, that would have been post-episode 3. And they have the classic Stormtrooper look, not the third wave of like clone trooper look before they got to the original Stormtrooper. So that is weird. So this is more like your... And then we saw, I forget the character's name, but it's Forrest Whitaker playing that character from Rogue One. So he's still alive. So obviously this takes place before Rogue One. And I guess you're not really part of the resistance. He was kind of like a rebel of the rebels in Rogue One, if I remember correctly. Um, but you're talking to him. But I'm just looking at these character models, and I'm like, okay, I know that's Forrest Whitaker. I recognize the armor, but does it look exactly like Forrest Whitaker? No, it looks really muddy. And then I'm like, oh yeah, there's an actual actor playing the main character here who I am familiar with. And what is his name? Cameron Monaghan. I know him from Shameless on Showtime. I love that show. He's very funny, very good actor there. You also might know him from Gotham, where he plays Jerome and the other brother, basically the guys who turn into the Joker on the Gotham show on Fox. And then they show him, like, close up of his character, and he looks very muddy and soft too. Like, they did not nail the lookalikeness of the video game character to the actor, which is unfortunate. I feel like if you're gonna do these things, then really do them. Like Force Unleashed, you had Sam Witwer playing Star Killer, and your guy looks like Sam Witwer. Like even the cutscenes look more like him than they do that actual gameplay, and that's a game that's 10 years old. Um, it just, I don't know. I think maybe knowing what graphics can do today, this did not do them any favors because it looked like they missed the mark a little bit. So I'm almost like, why did you? Okay, you want to use that character who Forrest Whitaker is. I can't remember that character's name again. Sorry, but why make your main character like that guy's likeness, Cameron Monaghan? Why not just do a different character, and that way you don't have to license his likeness. This is also one of those things I feel like is going to, whenever the license changes hands, when EA loses a Star Wars license, licensing is going to be the thing that kills these Star Wars games. You've seen the Telltale games get, taken off Steam or whatever because of licensing and all that stuff and music and likenesses. Believe it or not, your face, what you look like, is something that these actors sign over for an amount of money to these studios. And then once these studios or whatever go down, it's hard to keep those things in play because it's just an extra step. Whereas if you just said we're paying you to perform a voice and your character looks totally different, just like God of War. Even then, actually, no, God of War, most of those guys look completely different except for they got Jeremy Davies to play the stranger. He did not look, he looked like Jeremy Davies, basically, that actor. So they're gonna have to pay him a little more money. So I wonder if it's these things where like they want a name actor to do these jobs, and then as part of that deal, instead of just lending good acting, good facial acting, good movement, good thought, good voice to it, they want the likeness as well to give that recognizability, even though these guys are not really that recognizable. I had to point out where he's from. If I had said it's Leonardo DiCaprio as a thing, you would have known exactly who I was talking about, or Brad Pitt. But these guys are kind of more smaller TV actors than film, and you have to explain, oh yeah, he's in this and he's done that and blah blah blah. So it's a little unfortunate. But let's talk about force powers. You saw push, pull, stop, force stop, or force freeze. That is the only new thing I saw. There's no force grip. There's no force lightning. It may be later in the game. I saw you acquired skill points. It didn't show any of that. But just really disappointing. Nothing new. And even, here was what the main thing was. In Force Unleashed, when you knew you could pull something, usually there was a hole in a door and you could pull it, and there was an X. And then what's the first thing we encounter in this demo is a door with an X slashed in it, so that you would know that there's extra pieces you can pull open. And sure enough, you did the same thing. It's just either these guys never played the Force Unleashed games and don't know that they just created a clone, or they really loved the Force Unleashed games and just made a third one, and from a different perspective and different story. And that's unfortunate. Another thing I think is really annoying is if you played Battlefront 2 for the story, I played the story there, You have that little droid on your back, and you had to use him to open doors. You have the same thing here. It's an EA Star Wars thing, I guess. Here's a little droid on your back to open doors for you. That thing was the most annoying thing in Battlefront 2 single player story. Was this wait on this droid to open the door or get off your back or let the animations play. It was so annoying, and I feel like this one is going to be the same thing. So, Star Wars Fallen Order, so far, thumbs down. Looks boring. I've played it before, and it's going to be a pass for me right away. So, what did you guys think? Did you enjoy this Fallen Order stuff? Have you played the Force Unleashed games? If not, I recommend you go buy them and try them before you yell at me that this is totally different or whatever, because it's not. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Viper Magic's channel, and we will see you guys on the other side.